Axel had lost it. Building a snowman had taken it all out of him. Thea decided to leave him for the snowman. She had trashed Axel to the bin. There he was, sat in his office, all alone with his brain. Then he remembered a funny movie from his youth, one in which he could recite again and again.
Should I have my lights on as a certain color? I feel like for this Christmas video they should be a certain color. I'm not really too sure though, because Christmas is kind of an arbitrary holiday where, you know, sometimes you get presents for people and sometimes they like them, but then sometimes you just kind of waltz around in Walmart just looking for shit and you're like, I really don't know what I'm looking for. And then, you know, you really don't get anything. It's nothing really cool. Can you even see the lights? I might turn them red. Look at this shit. Watch this shit. So, hi. If you don't know what this video is about, there we go. That's red. Okay. If you don't know what this video is about, I am basically going to try and recreate Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas from 2002 from memory. You might notice there's chapters in this, or not. I'm not sure. This whole video is going to be unedited, so we're just gonna act like that I am actually editing this, and I'm gonna like do like editor techniques within this confined space. I'm rambling. Let's get on to it. So the movie starts. Okay, picture this. Movie starts. Snowflake. It's flying through the sky, and a narrator is talking in the Who voice. You know the Who voice, the Dr. Seuss voice, where it's there once was a snowflake, and he talked about how the snowflake is really special, and how there are these Who's that live on these snowflakes, and they love Christmas. They absolutely love Christmas, and every Who down in Whoville likes Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lives just north of Whoville, does not. And they're talking about, and there's a scene where it shows the commercialism of Whoville and how the capitalism has his stranglehold on this Who society, and how Marx was right all along, and everyone just loves to talk about Christmas and buy Christmas presents. Am I recording? Am I still recording? Did I knock this loose yet? No, we are all good. Okay, I'm doing good time. So that it opens up. It shows like there's these Who's with their Who bangles and their Who trumps, and there's a little guy, and there's like a marching band in the middle of the street, and they're just going. But there's a little guy in the tuba, and he's doing the trumpet, and he's just giving it all he's got, and then he gets sucked back in the trumpet like a vortex, like the fucking Bermuda Triangle. He's sucked back in, and then it cuts to like inside of a store, and there's a mailman, and there's a guy, and he's what's his name? What the fuck is his Cindy Lou Who's father? He goes, we need a Who bangle for your brother Stu, and a Who flamga for your brother Lou. And then he looks and he loses his daughter, and he finds her, and she goes, hey Dad, isn't this just a bit much? And he goes, well, it's just Christmas, but it's just Christmas. And she goes, yeah, but this seems like really arbitrary. And she makes really good commentary on how capitalism has ruined Christmas, and how commercialism has just turned Christmas into a Ponzi scheme of buying shit that no one wants and having to return it later, and not actually being about the good feels of the holiday season. And then it cuts to what was it? I'm blanking. The scene. What's the scene? What the fuck is the scene? Somewhere in here. They walk outside. No, I'm remembering now. Then it cuts to the mountain, Mount Crumpet, and these Who teenagers, these Who fucks are walking up Mount Crumpet on Grinch's private property that he pays for to the landlords of Whoville. I'm not sure if that's canon, but I'm making it canon. And they're walking up and they're like talking about how like the Grinch is known for eating Who flesh, and they're saying this one dude, he's really trying to put the riz on this Who bitch, and he's just really trying to put the riz on her. You know what I'm talking about, like the you know what I'm talking about, like the stare. And then they get up there and they're all scared, and they're like they're shaking in their Timbs. They're just shivering, and they walk up, and then this big face just launches through the doorway. And I forgot there's a doorway in the mountain. It just launches through the doorway, and it scares them. They fly off the mountain, but it's Max, and the Grinch goes, "Well done, Max." And it's actually Max with like a trumpet, with like a little voice box, talking like barking, bark, 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 bark. And then it cuts to the Grinch, and he's just in there, and he's picking through all the trash, and he's picking through all the dump heaps to get some food. And he goes, oh, those Who's, I don't like them. Not one bit. Max, get me my cloak. And then he walks up. So they want to get to know me, do they? Looks like it's more like this. So they want to get to know me, do they? Looks like they want to spend a little quality time with the Grinch. Well, I guess I could use a little social interaction. Then it freeze frames, and then they turn the opacity down, and it fades into him in Whoville, and he's just walking around. He's just causing havoc. He's just giving children saws and telling them to run with him. Going, he's going, that's a good, and he's talking, the guy in the narrator's talking about how the Grinch is like, his shoes were 2 sizes too small, and he walks like with a stick up his ass. Like, how come the Grinch is so Grinchy? How come he's so Grinchy? Am I recording? I am recording. Okay. And it's just like one of those things where he's just talking and talking, and then the brothers come back. Well, actually, the Grinch breaks someone's brake lines. He just cuts someone's brake lines, and there's like a head-on collision in the middle of Whoville, and then suddenly the brothers come back, and the dad of not Martha, but Whovier, of Cindy Lou Who is like, what happened to you guys? And he goes, it was the Grinch! And everyone freaks out. Cars crash. People die. It's like the pandemic all over again. There's no toilet paper whatsoever anywhere in Whoville. Everyone's wiping their ass with fucking snow leaves. And then the mayor, well, before that, the Grinch goes, Grinch! Oh no! And then the mayor, Augustus May, who walks out and goes, did someone say Grinch? And then they have this whole dialogue about how the Grinch is a creature that lives up on Mount Crumpet, and he hates Christmas, and he was never seen ever again. He was part of the society, never seen ever again. But how we shouldn't talk about him. Let's just enjoy our Christmas. And he goes, Merry Christmas, everyone! And then it cuts to Cindy Lou Who's father. She's standing in his mail office. He's a mailman. He's working, and she's talking to him, and he gives me the backstory, the lore of the Grinch. How the Grinch is less of a who and more of a what, which is a really interesting way to take on the Grinch, because it's really funny. Because in Who Talk, it's a lot of just pronouns, and I really like how they use the Grinch as a what and not as a who. It makes a lot of sense, and it's really funny for the time. For 2002, it was really clever writing. Am I recording? Making sure again. Here we go. Yes. Only 7 minutes. Wow, I'm actually a quarter of the way through this movie. And then they're talking about how, if the Grinch didn't like, why does he like Christmas? And they're like, well, I don't know, just he doesn't like Christmas. That's all that is. And then she goes into the mailroom, and then the Grinch is in the mailroom. He's just going. He's fucking with people's mail. He's stayed like this. There's a whole wall of mail. He's going here and here, and then he goes, and for the rest of you, jury duty, blackmail, pink slip, eviction notice, jury duty. And it's really cool CGI for the time. A lot of the CGI in this movie is really nice. Like, it's really cool, and it's really crisp, and it's actually kind of clean. The practical effects are really nice. The set design is beautiful. If you haven't seen this movie, literally watch it. I'm joking, like, recreating it, like as much as I can from memory. It's a really fucking good movie. This is when CGI was just getting off the ground, so it's really cool. Anyway, and then Cindy Lou Who comes in. She walks in. She doesn't see anything. Then the mask, the Grinch's mask that he was wearing in Whoville, falls down. She picks it up. She goes, huh? He walks away. And the Grinch is literally perched up on the ceiling like this in a corner with Max. And then Max just goes, he sneezes, he goes, and he goes, Gesundheit. And then he looks, and Cindy looks up, and Cindy's like, ah! And the Grinch is like, ah! And then Cindy's like, ah! And the Grinch is like, ah! And he gets down. And the camera's like tilted a certain way. And Cindy's like, you're the, and the Grinch is like, the Grinch. And then she freaks out and falls into the fucking like trash compactor looking mail thing. And she is almost like crushed to death on the conveyor belt. And Grinch goes, Max, our work here is finished. And Max fucking bites him literally on the ass. And he's like, get out of here. You have no idea where it's been. And then the Grinch has a change of heart. He hears Cindy Lou Who like freaking out. And he goes, bleeding hearts of the world unite. And he reaches him and he yoinks Cindy Lou Who by the feet. And then he puts her down and he goes, give me that. He grabs his mask. What the fuck did he say? He goes, don't you know he's not supposed to take people, don't you know he's supposed to take things that blind other people? Don't you know he's supposed to do that? Ah! And then he starts walking away. And then she goes, thank you for saving me. And then he literally stops. This is like the window. He stops and it's just. Shaving you? Is that what you think I was doing? And she's like, and he goes, wrong-o. I just thought you hadn't been properly packaged, my dear. And then he's like wrapping her up. And then it's just like all this like a really cool like fast forward. He goes, Max, pick out a bow. Can I use your finger for a second? And then he leaves. And then he like puts the mask on, but he pulls it up so it just and he goes, ow. And he moves away. And then Cindy Lou Who's father comes back in and he sees her and she's all wrapped up and then she's like, Dad, it was amazing. And he goes, you've been practicing your wrapping paper. I'm so proud of you. Somewhere in this, I forgot to mention, Martha May Who is somewhere introduced here. I don't remember which scene after she's introduced in, but I think it's after the Grinch's initial run-in in actual Whoville. But Cindy Lou Who's parents come back and they're like grabbing random lights to be up for the contest for the best Christmas lights in the neighborhood. And literally the mom is like ripping up random lights and just putting them up, and she's like, Martha May Whovier won't win the competition this year. And then all you hear is, Betty! And she goes, what? And then you look, and it's just this really human, like, smexy looking Who with no Who knows, with no snout. And it's just, hi! In, like, basically lingerie in the middle of winter in Whoville on a snowflake. And she goes, Martha! And then Martha May Who goes, I've never seen such a gorgeous light display. And she goes, and she goes, actually, and then she reacts. Then Martha just pulls out a random chain, necklace, chandelier, and talks about how it's over 100 years old out of nowhere. I don't know where the editing is a little weird in this scene. It doesn't matter. It's fucking great. And then the mom goes back to like putting the Christmas lights back up, and then Martha goes, but this is new. And she just pulls out a fucking like Gatling gun for Christmas lights. And she just mounts it and just goes and just puts up her Christmas lights. And the mom starts to like Michael Jackson like lean on the lights, and she's like about to fall. The dad is holding her up, and then Martha just and then there's smoke coming out of it, and she's done, and she just goes, well, good night, Betty. And then she walks back inside, and then Betty Lou Who is just dumbfounded. Anyway, cut back, smash cut. So the Grinch goes back to Mount Crumpet. He went back. Him and Max went through the dumpster chute back to Mount Crumpet. And they just grabbed a bunch of random shit from the dumpsters to like eat and feed themselves. And he goes in, and then he goes, another man's trash is another man's potpourri. And then Max goes, "Roo, roo." And he goes, I don't know, some kind of soup. And then Cindy Lou Who starts singing the "Where Are You Christmas" song. I can't sing it. The "Where are you Christmas? Don't you remember? Da, ba, da, ba, ba." That. Then it cuts back, and the Grinch is in his cave, and he's just feeling himself. He's just, I'm all that, and there's no place like home. And he walks down, and he's just going through the motions. He's coming down this little thing. He's like talking about how great he is, and he jumps off. And he changes into like his nightgown, but it's behind like a little shader, and he goes, and he's like fucking pretending to like transform to like the wolf man. And he's like, and he just walks back, and he's like fucking acting normal. And then I don't know if I'm mixing up the scenes or not yet, but he goes into his bed. He takes a zip line down to his bed, No. Is that his bed? It is his bed. And he's like, he puts on the, he turns on the voicemail, and it's just, you have no messages? Odd. Let's hear about the outgoing. If you utter so much as one syllable, I'll hunt you down and gut you like a fish. If you want to reach me, press the star key. Beep. Oh well. And then he like takes a zipline into his recliner, and it's like up, so he like hits it, and he just goes, Turr! And he just grabs a bottle, and he just he like bites up the top off, and he's like, He puts it down, and he goes, Max, I don't know how I've already leave this place. I've got all the company I need right here. Hello! Hello, 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 hello. And it's Kevin Sack going, how are you? How are you? You. I asked you first. First. Oh, that's really mature. Saying exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. I'm an idiot. You're an idiot. Alright, fine. I'm going to speak quietly now, so that once my voice points at the walls, and that's me, I won't be able to hear it. And he's just sitting there, he's just defeated. He just grabs his bottle and he just goes for a little nappy nap. And he falls asleep. Am I recording still? Are you good? Yes, you are. 16 minutes. Here we go. I think I mixed it up. And then I think this is where the Holiday Cheermeister shit comes in. This is the Holiday Cheermeister shit. So, yeah, God, Holiday Cheermeister. I forgot all about this shit. So the Holiday Cheermeister shit, all that is so the Whoville, Holiday Cheermeister, pick one who doesn't like Christmas, make them the Holiday Cheermeister, bring their spirits up. That's the whole crux of it. And they usually nominate someone to be the Holiday Cheermeister. And Augustus May, who really wants to be the Holiday Cheermeister. But Cindy nominates the Grinch. I nominate the Grinch! And then Augustus is like, wow, little girl, you little dumb fuck. Why would you choose the Grinch? And she's like, well, the Holiday Cheermeister should be someone who really could appreciate Christmas, no matter how small. And then she goes, well, in page something, he pulls some red tape politician bullshit to try and not get the Grinch to be the Holiday Cheermeister. And Cindy's like, nuh-uh, you ain't gonna do that shit. And he's like, well, it says here that the Grinch specifically himself cannot be the Holiday Cheermeister. And she goes, what page? And he goes, I mean, it's in there. And she's like, I think you're an asshole. And he goes, I think you could die, little girl. And he goes, if you can get the Grinch, bring him down here, and we'll nominate him as the Holiday Cheermeister. And she went, okay, I'll go grab him. I missed a whole part of this. There is a whole part in the Grinch's lore they look for. There's a whole part of this I completely forgot. I'm jumping back and forth last time. Cindy tries to go and look for the actual story behind the Grinch. He goes to his foster parents, who are two swinger Whos. And the whole bit is the Grinch and all the Whos come in tumbersos. And he, in one fateful night during a swingers party on Christmas Eve, the Grinch came down in a tumberso that was like not supposed to be for that snowflake, but he was there. He came down anyway, and they found him in a tree in the morning. And they were trying to feed him cookies and shit, but he ate the plate, and it was a Santa plate. He bites Santa's head off and goes, Santa, bye-bye. And they're like, oh. But they start like, it cuts to like him in school, and he's like a schoolboy outfit, but he has like the Jim Carrey makeup on. So he's like full-on Grinch. He has like the beard and the hair and the gloves and everything. And like they're talking about how like the Grinch really didn't fit in. And the Augustus May, who was like, I tried to take him under my wing, you know. I didn't really, yeah. He really wasn't all that into Christmas. But Cindy Lou Who was like, even back then the Grinch had some riz. The Grinch had indirectly put the riz on Cindy Lou Who, and she's acting like she didn't even know him. She's like, oh, did I ever like the Grinch? Of course not. And the flashback, she's like clearly into him. Like, she's very much into him. And Augustus is like, I tried to take him under my wing. And the cutscene, he's just him bullying him. He goes, you think you can get with Cindy Lou Who, but there's no chance. You're 8 years old and you have a beard. And everyone's laughing and Then after class, it cuts and Cindy's like, yeah, I really didn't pay much attention to him. And young Cindy in the flashback goes, I really like all the colors of Christmas, red and green. And she like caresses his face and he's like, oh, and he knows what he has to do. There's a whole Christmas class party going on. So he goes back to his house and takes random family ornaments and like heirlooms and shit. Word for word, one of the words he goes is, what a lovely family heirloom. And it's a necklace. And next shot is him with a hammer breaking apart the necklace. And he makes like this tree topper angel for Cindy Lou Who. And he goes, oh, I love Christmas. Oh, Martha. Oh, Christmas. And then he's done. Yeah, it looks really cool. For an 8-year-old, it's pretty good. And then he remembers his teacher going, I want you to all look your best for tomorrow. And then Augustus going, you're 8 years old and you have a beard. And so he takes the hair trimmers from his foster parents, his 2 moms, and shaves. But then it cuts later to when, during the party, he has a bag on his head. He's the last one to go, and he keeps hiding his face. So he puts down the angel for Cindy Lou Who, and then he sits down, and the teacher's like, can you take that bag off your head? And he puts a book up and takes the bag off, and she goes, and the book, puts the book down, and his foot's up, and he goes, and your foot. And he moves it, and he has all like these like toilet paper like things all over his face like to like stop the bleeding. And Augustus goes, look at that hack job. And the whole class, except for Cindy, ha ha ha. And then he gets so pissed. He goes, stupid presents. He grabs the angel, throws it, stupid tree. And this 8-year-old is fucking swole. He goes, he picks up the tree above his head and goes, I hate Christmas. And he throws it. And then he runs up Mount Crumpet. But before that, Augustus is like, the anger. His assistant's like, the fury. And Cindy Lou Who goes, the muscles. During the scene also, Cindy Lou Who goes, did I ever like have a crush on the Grinch? Of course not. And Cindy goes, and Cindy Lou Who goes, I didn't ask that. She goes, oh, I didn't, just so you know. Clearly very much still into the Grinch. Then it cuts to the Grinch. It's like, it shows him going up the mountain. And he goes, I hate Christmas, I hate it. He's up on the mountain, he's just looking down. And then it fades to adult Grinch, and he's standing in like the opposite spot. And then it's the Grinch is sitting there with his book. The narrator says something, I forgot what it says, but he has this book, and he goes he had a deep disdain, and he would make sure every Who knew that he hated all of them. And then he pulls out a book and goes, alphabetically. Ebenezer Frank III, Ebenezer Scrooge the Who. I hate you. Martha Denise the Who. I hate you. Hate, 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 hate. Double hate. Loathe entirely. And then here's the music. He closes the book. And he looks down. And he hears the music for the Holiday Cheermeister shit. And he goes, they're playing Tomorrow's Christmas. It's practically here. Max, fetch me my sedative. Literally, he walks in, and then he picks up a hammer and he goes, now to wipe all those pesky memories. And he fucking gives himself a concussion, just hits himself as hard as he can, just and he starts setting up random shit. He literally starts putting nails in like blenders and letting them all go. And he goes, it's not working. And then he hits up a giant like cymbal monkey to go. And he goes, you play, monkey, play. And Cindy Lou Who is slowly making her way up the mountain. And she gets to the very front door. There's a doggy part of the door. And she's knocking and knocking and knocking. Nothing. So she just opens up the doggy door and she just crawls through and goes, Mr. Grinch? And she walks in, and the Grinch is like this, with the monkey, the cymbal monkey, hitting him with the cymbals, and just, God, and she walks up and goes, Mr. Grinch? And he goes, hmm? And she goes, shh, and he stops it, and then it short circuits and explodes, and he just looks and goes, hello, little girl. How dare you enter the Grinch's lair, the infinite, the audacity. And he tries to freak her out. She's like, Mr. Grinch, I want to invite you to be the Holiday Cheermeister. And he goes, I see. You're frightened. The fear is slowly penetrating your tiny frame. She's like, I'm not scared. He goes, I know you are. I can smell it. Like, now you're doomed. And then he jumps out of shot, comes back into frame with a white t-shirt, and starts ripping. He goes, is this camera about to die? I really hope not. Fuck. I gotta start speeding up. He goes, and then he rips it up. And then he goes, I'm a psycho. Puts his... And then he goes, and he goes, what do you want? And she goes, Mr. Grinch, I want to invite you to be the holiday cheermeister. And literally he's like, no. That's the whole bit. No. He keeps refusing. And she goes, Cindy Lou, Martha May Who will be there, and there'll be a cash reward. Oh, a cash reward? From me? Oh. Oh, and Cindy Lou, is Martha May Who going to be there? Martha May? Oh, Martha May Who. Mm-hmm. And he goes, maybe this is my new lease on life. And she goes, really? And he goes, no. And just yoinks a lever, and she fucking falls and just goes out the fucking door. Am I recording still? Good. 26 minutes. Speed this up. Okay. So then she goes back down. Augustus Mayhew fucking, I'm so good. I'm the holiday cheermeister. I knew he wouldn't come down, little girl. And then the Grinch is like, he's like talking to himself. He's like, maybe I should go. Maybe I should go. And then he goes, I have not, no, but what would I wear? And then he hears yodeling. Oh no, he grabs a fucking like a tablecloth, yoinks it, nothing falls off. He goes, flips the table, puts it on, and he just goes, and Max goes, burr, burr. He goes, it's not a dress, it's a kilt. And he has like a little leg thing, and he goes, sicko. And he walks away, and then he hears yodeling, and then he's like, if I can't find something nice to wear, I'm not going. And then he goes, So then he walks up and he just fucking like vaudevillian like grabs this fucker from the neck and just yoinks him in. And he grabs his lederhosen and he goes, ooh, that's when I'm not going. And then he's still debating with himself and he just goes, all right, I'll go down there, let them absorb me, grab a handful of popcorn shrimp and get out of there. But what if it's all a ploy? What if it's just a big trick? How dare they? I'll be fashionably late. Yes. No, you. Yes, no, yes. No. Yes. Definitely not. Fine. That's it. I'm going. Had my fingers crossed. And then Max pulls the lever and he falls. And he goes, maybe I should flip a coin. And then it fucking like transitions into Cindy Lou Who. And then the Grinch flies out of the dumpster directly into Martha Mayhew's tibbies. And he just goes, hello, Martha. And they celebrate Holiday Cheermeister. Talks about, we gotta celebrate the holiday cheer with the Grinch. So they start putting him in like a bunch of shit. There's like a fudge taste test. And they start giving him a bunch of shit. And they start feeding him. And they start like having him do shit like being like bounced around. And he's like doing like a hacky sack thing and shit. And there's a moment where he's like eating pudding. And one guy goes, this is not pudding. And he goes, what is it? And then he's like really enjoying himself. He's really fucking enjoying it. There's like a conga line. And he's and at the very end, he's like all about it. He has like the crown on, and he's just like, And Augustus, being the fucking bitch that he is, looks at the Grinch and goes, and a present from us to you. And it's the fucking hair trimmers from when he was 8 years old. And he goes, the gift of a holiday shave. And the Grinch snaps, as he should. He fucking Patrick Bateman's the holiday cheermeister shit. And then Augustus tries to propose to Martha Mayhew. And the Grinch ruins that because Augustus tries to propose to her with a new car as well. And the Grinch fucking keys the car with his fingertip. And he goes, is this what it's really about? That's all this has been about. Gifts. 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 And you know what ends up when you throw away your gifts? They come up to me in your garbage. You see what I'm saying? in your garbage. I could hang myself with all the bad Christmas neckties I found in the dumped. And the avarice never ends. I want donkeys, I want golf clubs, I want a pony so I can ride twice, get bored, and sell it to make glue. Like, I don't want to make waves, but this whole Christmas season is stupid. He fucking snaps. And then he just looks at Augustus and goes, you know what my favorite tradition is? He looks at Martha and goes, my all-time favorite tradition. And he grabs the thing from the engagement ring and goes, mistletoe. Now pucker up and kiss it, Whoville. And Martha faints. Everyone starts freaking out. He fucking torches the Christmas tree with like alcohol and like a lighter. Torches the tree. He like hijacks someone's car. He spins out. He explodes fucking like Times Square in Whoville. Everyone's disappointed. Augustus is fucking pissed off. He's just like, I'm so disappointed. But can we just continue on with Christmas? Puts on the Cheermeister shit. Grinchless. Oh, by the way, the Grinch took the hair trimmers and shaved off a center line in the middle of Augustus's head. Context. Then the Grinch goes back up to Mount Crumpet. He's sitting there. He goes back up. He goes back up to Mount Crumpet. He walks in. He hears Christmas music, and Max is dancing to Christmas music on the radio. And he goes, and he goes, are you having a holly jolly Christmas? And then he grabs Max and throws him out the door into the snow and just goes, wrong-o! And then he goes to grab him, and he grabs Max, and he looks at him and goes, if you're not going to be with me, then you might as well. And then Max has like a snow beard. And then narrator goes, but the Grinch had a wonderful, awful idea. And the Grinch goes, I know just what to do. And then the Grinch starts making his costume. And he starts singing the signature song, and it's the Grinch laughed in his throat. Ah. And he made a Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he sews his fingers into the fabric. And he goes, and he chuckled and clucked with a big Grinchy grin. With this coat and this hat, I'll look just like Saint Nick. Ho! And he goes, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus, and as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a grishy black peel. And then he's doing the thing, and he's like assembling the fucking sleigh. Just face and it's just him. It's Jim Carrey singing. Just face the music. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Yes, you are. And he has a fucking blowtorch. And he goes, your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. That one touched you with a 39.5 a pole. And it's just everyone. It's just fucking banger. Everyone's fucking vibing. And he goes, and if you ask the who's who of Whoville, and the Grinch is in a test for the jets for the sleigh, and he's facing a wall, and it's just literally him in a test dummy outfit, and Max presses a button, he goes flying into this wall, and it's just, if you ask the who's who of Whoville, no, and then this is the big part, that no one would deny it. And the Grinch is literally against the wall, like crushed from the sleigh, and just goes, ow. Airbag's a little slow, but that's what these tests are for. And then it just continues, you're a vile one. Who, Mr. Grinch? You have termites in your smile. You have all the tender sweetness, but sees the crocodile, Mr. Grinch. Given the choice between the two of you, I would take the seasick crocodile. And he's fucking spinning, and he's getting sick, and it's just, And so he goes, and he's waiting, and he sees Santa leave. He goes, the big man's gone. Time to act. And then he gets in the sleigh, he punches it, and it fucking flies into Whoville. And he hits Whoville. He's just going. He's fucking going. He's stealing shit. He got attacked by a cat. He puts the vacuum into the chimneys, and it's like sweeping everything up. He's going under the floorboards, and he's sawing everything and all this shit. And he's just taking everything. And he looks at Augustus. He finds Augustus's house, and he walks in, and Augustus is dreaming about Martha, and he's just, Martha, give me a kiss. And Grinch goes, you want a big kiss? And he grabs Max, turns him around, and just puts Max's ass into Augustus's face. Max's asshole gets kissed by Augustus, and Augustus is like loving it. And the next shot is Max like rubbing his ass on Augustus's floor. And then he gets to Cindy Lou Who's house, the big climax that triggers the true meaning of Christmas. Literally. Am I still recording? We good? Yes. And literally, he grabs the tree. He's about to get going, and Cindy Lou Who's like, Santa? And he goes, she's like trying to like get her back to bed so he can steal it. And Cindy's like, make sure you give some gifts to the Grinch. He really has had a tough time. Make sure he gets some like holiday cheer, okay? And he's like, all right, I'll make sure of it. And then he gets her off to bed, and then he fucking steals everything. He's on Mount Crumpet. He's successful. He is like he's gloating. He's so gloating. And all the Who's wake up, and the Christmas is gone. It's fucking gone. Everyone's all sad, and they go boo hoo, boo hoo, boo hoo. And then Cindy Lou Who finds the Grinch on the mountain, and Cindy Lou's like trying, like the Grinch is like, literally the fucking sleigh is about to fall into Whoville. And Cindy's like, Grinch, Mr. Grinch, and the Grinch, touched by this act of heroism by Cindy Lou Who to even come find him, has been taught the true meaning of Christmas, and his heart grew 3 sizes that day, and he lifts up this fucking sleigh, and he fucking takes it down to Whoville, and he comes up, and he's on top of the sleigh with Cindy, and they all look at him and they go, who stole Christmas? And he jumps up and goes, I did it. I'm the Grinch that stole Christmas. And then they're all like, hey, we should fucking kill you. Kill him. Fucking kill him. Death penalty. And then everyone calms down. And everyone looks at him. And they go, you know what? You're a pretty all right guy. You brought Christmas back. You're like Santa. You brought Christmas back. You taught us the true meaning of Christmas is family. It ain't consumerism or all the other fucking capitalism shit. It's family. It's spending time with your family and your folks. So then they invite him to carve the roast beast. He carved the roast beast. And then the movie ends with Grinch getting with Martha May Whovier, the good ending. And Augustus gets fucking cut, as he should, the fucking bitch. And then the story, the roll credits, the movie ends. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, y'all. If you celebrate Christmas, happy Christmas. If you celebrate holidays, happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever the hell you celebrate. Here on the Axellent channel, we celebrate everything. You know, we celebrate the pagan version of Christmas. Fuck it, let's sacrifice some shit. I don't care. So, hope you all enjoyed that whole recreation. This is entirely unedited, by the way. It's just going to be a whole video of just rambling. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. You fuckers better get this watch time up, because this is a long playthrough. My throat is killing me. So I'm going to stop the video now. Hope y'all enjoyed. Hit the like button. Check out more 12 days of Axellent shit. More is coming. More is fucking coming. I don't know where this is on the timeline. I think it's on the end. So yes, hope you all have enjoyed the content already. It's going to be fucking awesome. I love y'all. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and don't be a Grinch, you fucko.